The D5100. Let's do an outdoor shoot. Hey, what's up you guys? Nick here. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Nick. I'm a professional photographer. I've been shooting professionally for the last 3 years now, though I've had a camera in my hand for the last 16 as I started as a hobbyist in high school. So there's been a lot of interest on the video I did a couple months ago on the Nikon D5100, and I will link that one right up there. And I just kind of did a broad spectrum review of the camera. So I really wanted to put it through the ringer and take you guys along for the journey. We did a real cool shoot earlier this week with Jessica where I actually took the Nikon D5100 with the Yongnuo 50mm, which I will link my review to that up there, and my GoPro Hero 4, which I will link up there in a few moments when the link for the Yongnuo goes away. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to take this camera, which is on its dying breaths. As I've talked about before, the shutter speed has really slowed down and it's reaching the end of its life at the 100,000 click limit with this camera. But before it died, I really wanted to take it out and put it through the ringer, and we'll actually do a couple of these videos. I'm going to probably do one in a studio portrait session kind of thing, as well as we'll do some landscape photography. But we actually went out and did, well, let me show you a video real quick. So as you can see, we actually hit downtown Loveland and went with this cool little urban vibe, this urban summertime vibe, and all those photos were shot with the Nikon D5100. So let's go over some of those photos of Jessica Thompson, and I will actually scoot over a little bit, that way we can flash them right here, and you guys can get a cool idea of the capabilities of this Nikon D5100 as an outdoor, sunny portrait camera. So in this one here, you can see that she is in a denim jumpsuit almost. Her hair's pulled back in the space buns, but in the background you can see that it is all blurred out. That's because we were shooting at f1.8 and f2.2 the entire time. Now, the lens itself is a really fast lens, and we have discussed that in the past, but the camera is able to capture all of that detail. It's able to take what goes through the lens and still capture it even though the shutter is starting to die. Now all of these photos I'm going to share with you, I have edited and went through the entire process with them as I normally would do for a client. And these photos will be actually published in August at Rogues Magazine, and I will link Rogues Magazine down below. I do have a studio partnership with them. Now, some of the things I noticed as this camera started to slow down is the shutter isn't as fast as it used to be. So we're at 1/1250th of a second. Listen how slow this shutter is. Very, very slow. It should be instantaneously. It is much slower than it used to be. It's nowhere near as fast as it once was, and that's because we are kind of entering the end life of this camera. And even at the end life of this camera, we're still getting these fantastic shots with Jessica, such as this one here and this one here. Now, I did some full body shots with her where I had stepped back to get most of her body in the frame, and as you can see, everything is very sharp, very clear. All the lighting is really, really well done. And I also did some really close-up headshot work with her, as you can see in this photo here. Her eyes are very, very clear, very, very sharp. You can see the reflection that I always talk about in the eyes that you want to try to capture when you're doing a shoot. The 5100, even on its dying legs, seems to be doing such an amazing job still. It captures all the colors that I want from it, all the clarity I want from it. We're approaching, if not have passed, the 100,000 shutter mark, which is the lifespan of this camera. It still seems to be a really, really good fit. Again, you can pick these cameras up on eBay all day long for under $200. Low shutter counts. You'll really get a good life of work out of this. As you can tell from these photos, it still works marvelously for such an old camera. I absolutely love this camera, and I definitely recommend you going out and getting one if you're looking for a budget camera. Part of this outdoor shoot is what drove me to last week's video, which was the 5 tips for shooting outdoors. And some of the problems I ran into with that is because the shutter speed is slowing down on this, I had to adjust to shoot a little bit underexposed. It was shooting so slow that it wasn't capturing enough light at proper exposure. So there are some things I have to adjust when using this camera anymore. Actually, for the wedding that I shot, I used this camera as my backup camera with the Yongnuo 50mm, where I was running the Sigma on the D5100, which we did a video on here. Overall, I think that the 5100, even at this day and age with this high of a shutter count, is a really, really good camera to have. It's a really good body to have laying around. And as this one continues to die and the shutter continues to slow down into a long exposure camera, because the long exposure seems to still be working just fine on that. And we will actually test that in another video where we'll actually go outside and we'll do some long exposure photography against the street out there, so you guys can get an idea on how to do that. And I'll show you how to do long exposure night photography, where you get the cool lights moving and the long exposure streaks and all of that jazz. And I'll show you how to do it with the Nikon D5100. Again, it seems like a lot of people are interested in this camera, and I want to let you guys know that, yeah, it is a fantastic camera. I think in my review I gave it an 8 out of 10 stars, and as it's dying, it still is working marvelously for me. Now, if you're interested in the mount or the GoPro I have up there, I covered that in my GoPro Hero 4 review, which is up there, and I will link this mount in the description down below. Again, it is a little hot shoe mount that goes on the bottom of the GoPro and attaches to the top of the camera, so all my video work, such as this one, was done with the hot shoe mounted to the top of the camera. As I'm moving and taking photos of Jessica, I'm able to record it so you guys can see what I see as I break the 5100 out for its final shoots. I don't know how much longer it's gonna last me, but when it finally does die, I will do a whole video on that. We'll take the last photo that kills it, and we'll upload it on a website and find out the exact shutter count from when this camera died, and we'll have a really, really good number on that. If you guys know any good deals on the Nikon D5100s, please let me know. I want to pick up another one with a lower shutter count just because this has been a really, really good camera to me, and we're gonna try to get as much use out of it before it completely dies. And you know, the other thing about that is the sensor might still be good, so it might just become a long exposure camera. I don't know for sure exactly what's gonna happen when it goes, but I will definitely keep you guys informed. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you know exactly when I upload. Just like I said in my last video, I'm doing a giveaway at 500 subscribers. It'll be this Jolly Look camera right here. You guys know how much I love the Jolly Look. I will link down in the description my Jolly Look playlist, and we have some big announcements coming up from Jolly Look because their Instant Auto should be coming out soon. So as soon as I have any more information on that, I will let you guys know, and have a wonderful afternoon. Catch you guys on the flip side. Bye.